Hello and welcome to Productivity Nerd, a podcast all about getting shit done, hopefully in an elegant way that doesn't leave you too broken. In our crazy worlds, we're all about balancing the need to work enough to make ends meet, enough not to annoy our bosses, but also enough that we feel like we've done enough, which can be a whole different psychological and emotional ballgame, along with the human need to rest and stay well. Plus, on top of that, we'd quite like to enjoy ourselves, maybe just a little bit along the way, spending quality time with those we love. I, for one, love hearing about how people get that balance and work more efficiently so they have more time to do the things that they love.
Hello and welcome to Productivity Nerd. I'm Cathy Soulsby, your somewhat obsessive and very enthusiastic guide to getting your work life under control without losing your mind. And today, today is a fun one. We're diving into something that gets people really wound up, including me. Inbox zero. Dramatic gasp? Anybody? No, just me. Okay, I know for some folks, inbox zero sounds like, well, a pointless, joyless, miserable existence full of folders and rules and, obsessively, compulsively filing emails. Like you're working in a sort of digital post room. And honestly, for the first 25 years of my working life, I thought that aiming for inbox zero was, frankly, the kind of thing that only true wankers did. Well, I am that wanker. I don't care anymore. Because what's the point, right? What is the point? But today, I'm absolutely going to pitch to you why inbox zero isn't an extreme and ludicrous thing to be hoping to get to. Not one day, but like maybe even today. Could be done. So inbox zero is not extreme. What is extreme is drowning in 2,000 unread emails and 40,000 normal emails just sat in one pot in your inbox. How do you know what needs doing? How do you know what is done? It's a nightmare. So let's play a little imagination game here. If you had on your voicemail 2,000 unlistened to voicemails or WhatsApp voice notes or any other random thing, you wouldn't just kind of go, yeah, whatever, and carry on. You'd panic, you'd spiral, you'd be like, oh my God, what have I done with my life? And I don't know why emails is much different. So why do we kind of let email and inboxes just get so huge, right? Why do we bother keeping newsletters and stuff that's finished, and even things that are junk? Some people are not very good at getting rid of. So I've got a little story for you. This is what prompted this episode today, a conversation I had. So I have today inherited an inbox. It is part of a volunteer role I'm doing this year and next year. It's a B thing, don't ask, complicated. Apparently I need to learn to say no. That will be another episode. How to say no when you're asked to do stuff. When I find out, I'll tell you. But anyway, I inherited this inbox. The tech guy, because obviously this is all a volunteer thing, so there's, some fairly technically inept, should we say, people trying to pass on stuff and logins, and it's all been carnage. And there's been security alerts pinging to left, right, and centre and the wrong people. But finally, after several days of confusion and mess, the tech wizard got me signed in to the inbox, and I opened it. And then I nearly passed out and I shut it again. Just take one look at it. That's not good. Thousands of emails, thousands. And no clue, now that I'm officially in charge of this inbox, what the bloody hell I'm meant to do with any of it, right? It's just an inbox full of shit. So there was one folder, well, there were several folders. There were some folders which had sensible names for things. When you opened them up, they didn't really seem to have anything in them. So that didn't help much. And there was, thank God, one folder, which is the bit that I know I need to do, which is kind of people who need telling about stuff. And that did seem to be vaguely current. So I'm optimistically hoping that all of those are in there. But it was program. It was a beehive of confusion, if you like, although bees actually have their shit together. They know what they're doing. There is no confusion in a beehive, unless you blow smoke at them or whatever. Anyway, so after my eyes stopped twitching, which did take some time, I thought, let me open this thing back up. And I checked with Tech Wizard and I was like, is anyone else, is anyone else working in this inbox or is it just me? And he went, no, it's just you. Grand. Select all, archive, gone, the whole lot. Because do you know what? If I need it, I will be able to search for it. The other alternative would be to read every single email in that inbox and decide whether or not there's an action attached. As far as I'm aware, my actions are just what's in that little folder. Somebody can tell me otherwise. And there's a reason why for a new inbox, right? It's slightly different when it's your own, we'll come to that. But for a new inbox, there's a very good reason for doing that and just getting shot. Most of those emails, completely irrelevant. Now the time has passed, things have moved on, gone. If I do need one again, then modern search on emails, even Outlook, who used to be particularly crap at this, even Outlook search on emails is now pretty good. So as long as you know, a name or a phrase or a something, you're not going to be far off finding that email. Search on honey. Well, that's probably not a good idea in a bee inbox, but you know what I mean. It's not going to be that hard to find. And you could sit and file everything into the right folders. You could. But the time it would take, and this is why I think people don't tend, this is why people live with an inbox that looks like someone's vomited in it. Because actually it's going to take a lot of time to sort it out, because sorting it out involves putting it into folders, because that's what sorting out is, or deleting it, or God forbid, doing the thing. So you can sit there and go, well, I won't file anything because I haven't got time to do it properly. But actually, these days with the search function, bollocks to filing it, stick it all in one big folder, search for it. And the maths of that says, okay, it may take me a bit longer to search for an email if it's not in a folder. But the amount of time you save having not fannied about, spent ages putting everything into an individual folder for every single client or every single team member or every single whatever, that's time saved. So your time is in the pot, ready for the day where it takes you 5 minutes to find that one email instead of maybe 2. Maths, you're still winning. I'm not great at maths, but that works for me. So it's trickier with your own inbox. Obviously, we have stuff in our inbox. We know we need to do it. You could, but I wouldn't control or delete, just don't do that. Control or file if you have to. But there is definitely a point at which you can go, do you know what? If it's older than a month, I'm clearly not looking at it. Let's just get shot. Because again, somebody will either shout at you if you haven't done the thing you're meant to be doing. Someone's going to tell you eventually, or it's gone away. Time has passed. So you can do it back and get shot of most of it. I know most of my team have, they don't have inbox zero. They're working in very, very busy inboxes. But what they do have is a system whereby everything in their inbox is there for a reason. It's waiting for a reply. It needs doing. Boomerang or snooze these days, if you don't pay for a boomerang subscription, you can literally send things away and have them come back as a reminder. You don't need them sat in your inbox all the time. I did one the other day. I was like, oh, silent auction for a charity thing. I'm like, I will do that, but I'll do it a couple of days before the event. I'm not going to do it now. So instead of leaving it in my inbox or filing it where I'll forget, I just snoozed it for a week and then it will pop back in. I'll get, okay, I'll do that now. There are tips and there are ways to get rid of stuff from your inbox and keep only what you're actively working on. Anyway, I digressed. Because leaving a load of emails that are dross or done or, for your information and you've read it and gone, I am informed, be gone. Leaving that stuff in your inbox is mental clutter. It means that when you open your Outlook or your Gmail or whatever system you use, all you can see is stuff. And yes, a bit like a messy desk, you might go, oh yes, but I know where everything is. But having tried both, right, I never used to have an insane inbox, did I? I think there was probably a time where I didn't file anything. I was new. I don't know what I was thinking. But there was probably a much, much, much longer time where I only kept active things in my inbox and I used categories. So I could really quickly see, what had just come in versus, what I'm waiting for a reply on, what I still need to go do. And, and maybe there were, things to read, but it wouldn't be a whole page of inbox. There would definitely be no scrolls on that inbox. It would be one page only. And that was okay, but it still had, there was still mental load when I opened it, saw the same stuff day after day that wasn't getting done, which is good in a way because it means you do it. You know, you're not going to forget it. But there's other ways of managing that make it a bit less gritchy on your eyes. It's not even a phrase, but you know what I mean? Gritchy. Just hard. I've just invented a word. Well done, me. Yeah, just when you, having tried both, opening up my inbox, my inbox is empty, but there are folders with stuff to do, right? It's not like there's a magic wand that just means I don't have any emails. The things to do are in folders, and I work through those folders 2 or 3 times a day to clear the backlog. So it's an illusion to a certain extent, inbox zero, but it means that when I open my inbox, all that's come in is anything new, and then I siphon it off into folders and I do the thing. You will have listened to my podcast on the stack method, which is what I use. Obviously, I've customized it a bit for myself. Most people do, but having had inbox with everything in it, inbox with some things in it, and inbox with nothing in it, I can safely say I feel much less stressed living with an inbox with nothing in it. Most of the time. I mean, there's the odd thing, of course, because people email you. That's the inevitability of emails, right? You just reply to one and some bastard writes back, and then you've got to deal with it all over again. But generally speaking, my inbox is pretty empty. So how would you go about it? Well, I mean, if you can, just scrape it all away, chuck it in a folder, wait for somebody to shout at you. If you go through your folder, pick the things that actually need doing and save them. Everything else, get shot. Obviously, do some unsubscribing. There is a beautiful thing on Friday afternoon, if you really cannot be bothered to do any other work at all, put a timer on for 10 minutes, search your inbox, but unsubscribe, see what trash comes up, and spend 10 minutes unsubscribing from stuff. And you will save your future self a lot of deleting, and possibly, in my case, you will spare your credit card from some inappropriate handbag purchases, because most of my subscriptions are things that I should not be spending money on, but clearly do. So yeah, do a bit of unsubscribing and keep whatever you can somewhere else. I know we all have massive inbox storage these days, and I'm not saying delete everything, right? I'm terrible for deleting stuff. I have to make myself do it for GDPR purposes, but otherwise I would probably keep everything forever because I am that person. I might need it one day, but I might need it one day. I've now reconciled this and I will be able to find it, as opposed to it has to be in a very specific place. The only folders that I have to store stuff, I have filed with this year, and that's it. I have receipts because I do have to sometimes go and find them, and it's easier to have them in one place. So anything to do with money is in one folder. And then I have a nice emails and testimonials folder. And that is where if somebody says something nice to me, or about one of the team, or sends a testimonial, I will put them in there, because again, that is something that I'm going to refer to. Well, if I have a crap day, I'm just going to open it up and have a read. But you know, I did an awards submission earlier in the year, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I need testimonials, or I need things where people have said, oh, that was really helpful, thanks, or whatever, and they're all in one place. So those kind of things, it is sensible to keep filed where you absolutely know you will need them again. But generally speaking, everything just goes into files. So that was my little rant about inbox zero. It's not scary, it's beautiful. It's sanity is what it is. And you deserve a little bit of digital sanity in your life, because you probably won't get it anywhere else, right? Not in this climate, as they say. So until next time, keep it nerdy, keep it productive, and may your inbox be as empty as my perimenopausal brain on a Monday morning. See you soon.